Hey, this is Russ. You know, about a year ago, I was offered a product to review from a company called Bob and Brad. Bob and Brad are physical therapists on the internet, and I've been watching them for quite a few years. And so when I got offered one of their products to review, I immediately said yes. And it's one of these impulse type massagers. Yeah, I still have that product. I'll put a link at the end of the video so you can see that review. Well, they contacted me again and said, hey, we have another product. Would you like to review it? I said, sure. So this is a different type of product. This is a hand massager. Here's the product. Yeah, it's the Bob and Brad hand massager. Now, the interesting thing about this, I said, well, how does it massage? I mean, how does this thing work? So let me see if I can explain a little bit how this thing works, okay? So basically, you put your hand inside the machine, okay? So, I mean, it would be on a table, but I'm just holding it up here for you to see. You put your hand in it, and inside the product, it's kind of like an airbag on the top and the bottom. And what happens is as you turn the product on, it squeezes your hand in 3 different places. It'll squeeze your hand in the finger area, and then in the palm areas, and then in the wrist area, okay? So it has different intensities and different squeezing type patterns, okay? So, and it also has a heat function here too, so it actually gives you heat. So I said, okay, send it to me, let's see how it goes. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna just turn it on. You just put your hand in the thing. Now you wanna make sure you don't have any rings or any type of jewelry on. You wanna be without anything on there. Put your hand in there and then turn the product on. So I'll just gotta hit the on button. You just hold it for a while. And I'll let you hear it too. I mean, it's lightweight enough I can just actually hold it up like this, but you should be on a table, okay? And right now I feel the pressure over here. Now I'm feeling it in the middle, okay? And then the next one I think will probably be here by my wrist. So what it does is it kind of pumps up this airbag on the top and bottom of it, and kind of squeezes your hand in different positions. And what it does is it goes through a series of different squeezing type patterns. Some will release, some will increase more, and you can change the intensity of that and change the amount of pressure as well with these other buttons here. Okay, you hear it? It's actually kind of interesting. Now, the thing with this hand massager, I don't know whether I should really call it a massager, although they call it a massager. It's kind of like a blood pressure cuff. If you know how that feels, where it kind of pumps up and squeezes you, it does that in 3 different areas. Yeah, and then it holds it for a while, and then it'll release in one section, and then it'll move to the next section. It goes back and forth to different things. Now, if you decide you want to change the pattern of that, this M button, you push this. This is now on green. It'll turn this thing green, and then it'll just pump it differently. Yeah, now I feel it more here on my fingers. Then it'll release, and then it'll move to another area. Sometimes both of them will go on, okay? So depending on what you need, you can set this M button up to do the way you want it to do it. Now, if you want more intensity, there's another button here that you can push. It'll turn that green, or it'll turn it red. If you have it on red, it'll be more intense, okay? So it'll squeeze you even tighter, which I can feel right now. And if you want some heat applied to it, you push this button. You push that, it'll turn red over here, the indicator, and it'll start heating up the inside so that you actually feel that as well. It's an interesting product. Now, is it for everybody? I don't know. You know, some people might like it, some people might not. I mean, it really does squeeze you pretty good if you put it in the highest intensity. Doesn't hurt or anything, but you know, it is a different type of product. So I think there's some benefit to it. I don't know if everyone would agree or not, but for me, you know, if you're holding, like for me, I ride an e-bike, right? So if I've been holding the e-bike for a long period of time, you know, holding the handlebar, and I kind of get tired out, putting it on afterwards for a short time, I think it's beneficial for me, okay? But again, everyone has their own preferences, whether this fits them or it doesn't fit them. But I think it's worth the try. The product is not very expensive. I'll put a link for you to take a look at if you're interested in purchasing one of them. You make your own decision as to whether this is helpful for you or not. But I felt it was still worthwhile to at least show you, you know, what it is. I'm going to turn this off. To turn it off, just hold the power button on for a little bit. I don't know if you could hear that, but you hear all of the air release, okay? So it's a very simple device, okay? And there's a charging port on the side. It's just a USB-C. They give you a cable too, a very short cable that you can plug into a charger to do that. Other than that, it's a very simple device. It doesn't have a whole lot of things on it. They do give you some things. Let me show you here. Some other things here. Well, there's an instruction manual, of course. They give you a little carrying case, okay? And then they got this little finger massager thing, which is kind of funny, I think. But basically, you just put your finger in here, and it's just like a couple rollers, little yellow rollers here, and it kind of rolls back and forth. So yeah, it's a freebie. I thought it was kind of funny. It does feel pretty good though once you do it. So these are some of the things that it comes with. And then as far as the packaging is concerned, let me pull the packaging off here. I end up dropping the product there. This is the packaging that it comes with. So yeah, what does it say here? Heating, intensity, adjustment, air compression, intelligent control panel, electric hand massager, gentle, get fit, stay healthy, and pain-free. So yeah, anyways, that's the Bob and Brad hand massager. If you're interested in this product, go ahead and look at the description of the video so you can see where you can get it. Hey, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you to Bob and Brad for giving me another product to try out. And hopefully this will be helpful for you as well. I'll talk to you guys next time.